once the preserve of lunatics, crackpots and conspiracy theorists, and you know that wouldn't rule us out, right? We'd stay right stuck in there anyway. But now, UFOs are being discussed seriously by the mainstream media. Now, I know a lot of you are more cynical about it for that very reason. Well, if they're talking about it, they must be distracting us from something else. What's this being used for? And do you know what? I sometimes feel the same way. But recent revelations suggest that while some people maintain that these advanced craft could potentially be of human origin and therefore it legitimizes further expenditure by the US military in order to protect us from, I don't know, Chinese metallic orbs or Russian disc weaponry, there is a credible witness that's saying that these vehicles are not of human origin. That's what interests me. The idea that human beings are not alone in the universe, that life exists beyond our current understanding of life. What are the connotations of that? What does it mean about our current society based on gilded tribalism and oppositionism if there is life elsewhere? If we have been in communication with extraterrestrial life, not just in the last few decades, but perhaps for centuries. If you're a person who's been interested in UFOs for decades, you can't now suddenly that it's on the mainstream go, I don't like them anymore, I've gone off it, like it's Radiohead and you were into them before everybody else was. Either this is true or it isn't. Now, of course, the mainstream media and the state will use any information to generate favourable conditions, whether it's a pandemic or a war or a new product or extraterrestrial life, or even if they found out that life on Earth was seeded by extraterrestrials and all of our prophets and messiahs and rishis, Sufis and sages were extraterrestrials who had come here telling us to find a deep inner peace and not get distracted by the material world and to overcome our differences and to try and find a new way of living in harmony. They'd even use that against us in some way, I'm sure. But we, awakening individuals, have a duty, I think, to look at this information sensibly and see how it changes our own perspective of how we might live. Because you have to, at that point, make a decision. Do I believe this is true or not? If you don't believe it, then it's just more fluff, flannel, more nonsense filling the cultural space, more distractions. But if you believe it's true, then you have to pause for a moment and reevaluate how you live your life as an individual. Now, I suppose you could say, well, it doesn't matter to me if there are extraterrestrials out in space. I've still got to live my life in Detroit or Delaware or Denver.
Hi. I'm in Delaware.
But also, the way that all of us live our lives is predicated on a set of assumptions about our place in the universe, about our role in society. It's ludicrous enough that we are currently at war with another group of humans on this planet, perhaps because of economic reasons as much as anything else. And once you introduce the idea that we're not alone in the universe, that we've been in contact with alien life for a significant amount of time, they are more advanced than us, and surely we have to have a different kind of conversation about the way we organise our system. When you get hit with an ontological rocket, bam, you're not alone in the universe. There's life elsewhere. We've known it for a long time. Governments, leaders and monarchies and pharaohs have long been aware that life is not as we previously understand it. Then it starts to make sense that a figure like Graham Hancock is consistently undermined for talking about a potentially different origin or history for our species. Me, personally, I've always believed that there's life elsewhere, and I've long suspected that we've been involved with extraterrestrials. It's not the sort of thing that we used to speak about very much because it was tinfoil hat territory to talk about this kind of stuff a little while ago. But now we've got like regular looking news folk talking about it. I feel that once again we should open our minds and hearts to this subject. Of course, like anything, it could be used as a distraction. Of course, like anything, it could be used to double down on authoritarianism. But I think handled correctly, this is another opportunity for us to reevaluate the way we order society. Isn't the revelation that extraterrestrial life has been visiting our planet, at least for decades, possibly centuries, maybe for much longer, a spur to change our perspective, an opportunity to look within and without, to form new relationships, to potentially discard our old ways of being? I would say that it certainly is. And that's why the information is being concealed, and that's why when the information is being released, it's being done so in an opportune manner, potentially as a distraction and potentially to create opportunities for new and excessive military expenditure, rather than what it really is, a life-changing, worldview-changing piece of information.